Welcome to a new live session of Seibert Media. I have two guests again, and we're going to be talking about asset management for Atlassian Jira. How about you introduce yourself?
Hello, Martin. Thank you for having us again. We have Pavel with us, and I'm Jacek, and we are from Spartez.
Hi. This is not our first webinar, so if you're liking this format, you may want to search for Spartez and Seibert Media on YouTube and find other recordings that we have. What did we do in the past? There was planning poker, right?
Exactly, yeah. It was Agile Poker for Jira, and the first webinar that we did was about chat for Jira Service Desk.
And after our last webinar, we've been using your magic estimation implementation in Agile Poker.
Okay.
And I love it. It's awesome. So thanks for introducing me to that. All the weighted, shortest job first thing that we do in Safe, I'm doing with this estimation app that you've built into Agile Poker. But this is an off-topic thing.
We need to have a feedback call. We need to have a feedback call
about this app. Yeah,
seriously.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. However, let's talk a little bit about asset management for Atlassian Jira. I know you have prepared a couple of slides.
Exactly. Yeah.
I know that a lot of our customers default to another solution called Insight from a Swedish company called Riada. And I would also want to talk with you about what's the difference between your solution and their solution. Maybe we could start that you just introduce us to your product, to the asset management realm in general, and then I may sparkle that with some questions of customer projects that I know of, and we can start comparing and helping customers who see that understand what's the difference. If you're watching this live, you can below on the right-hand side, it depends on whether you're live or looking at this later, you can either chat with us or comment on the video. In both situations, I can't guarantee that we're directly going to be able to respond, but we will respond to those comments and chat contributions. So feel free to ask away. And without further ado, let's your stage. You start. I interrupt.
Thank you. So today we are going to present you the app that is called Asset Tracker. The app is nearly 5 years old, and I'm glad that you mentioned Insight from Riada, because it's a very great tool, and it's good that we have a chance to be compared to this solution. So let us quickly highlight why exactly people may need this apps in Jira. So let me switch to presentations.
So yeah, first of all, whenever you're having a large organization, even small actual organizations,
any organization
at all, you're gonna have like, as the say suggests, substantial inventory of assets. Substantial, and I mean like the more the company grows, the more assets you're going to deal with.
What kind of assets? We can name like laptops, any
hardware,
software,
tables,
chairs,
shelves, everything
books,
actually.
Whatever you need. Yeah, and
phones, licenses.
Licenses. Yes, we're talking even about of course, we're talking about also non-physical assets like licenses.
But it's good to keep track of them. It's totally okay, but sometimes you have this challenge that you have so many assets that it's hard to remember who has each asset, where exactly it is, who's the owner. It's hard to keep track of this thing.
And it's hard to scale the whole organization to this process. That's the biggest problem. Scaling.
Yeah, and there's a lot of problems also if you like have the simple question of, I have found an exploit in this Ubuntu version. Which of my hundreds of servers is running Ubuntu? That's a very difficult question to answer. Or I have an exploit in my phone. I need everyone to update his phone. Who has this phone?
And whom to communicate, how to query the proper data. Yeah, we actually know this.
Yeah, even using these basic questions, we can spot that it's not an easy challenge. But so many people are using just Excel, right?
Yeah.
They are trying to keep track of those data.
Let's call it spreadsheets.
Yeah, spreadsheets, whatever. But something that is just like a sheet with some parts of data. Like it's not very intelligent, right?
It's not very. Well, it's not very. I don't know how to say it. Good way, because it doesn't scale well, and of course we have a problem with permissions, accessing the data, exporting,
or changing ownerships. Right?
Yeah.
It's not easy to be up to date.
I have grown to respect people who are able to do things like asset management with spreadsheets. It is definitely possible. The question is always, do I want this? You've been talking about accessibility. You've been talking about access rights. We could be talking about security. And there's a lot of things that a spreadsheet simply can't do as a solution. I think we all know that, and all those people who are maintaining those spreadsheets, they also know that. The problem is always, or almost always, that they don't know better. So let's hope that this webinar can help them see the light.
I'm sure that some people can use spreadsheets effectively, but I would say that it's much harder.
Actually,
right?
I would be even, because it's very hard to use this kind of, so if someone is using it, that's some kind of imagination is required to do it, and flexibility in order to use it properly.
Yeah, you have to live by the spreadsheet, and almost always the challenge is also that there's like a knowledge silo. Like you have this one master who really knows how to steer this spreadsheet, and no one else. Like if he runs or leaves the company, you have a very severe problem. And there's often not a lot of collaboration in such a spreadsheet. It's more like those 10 people can add info, and this one guy can kind of program the logistics, and no one else, please don't touch it, just view it. We'll see a lot of things that such an asset management software.
But it's much more difficult when the ownership changes on frequent basis, many times, right? Yeah. So you have the same devices like into very different hands, into very different parts of the organization. So it's hard to when you have only one person managing the sheet, right? The spreadsheet. So when you have this kind of challenges, it may be good to have asset management app, especially in Jira. So when can we have this kind of issues? For example, in offices, right? In a car rental company, in laboratories. Actually, every company that has any kind of issues, physical or non-physical, can use this app.
Yeah, we also have to keep in mind that multiple companies have multiple different completely departments, and their processes differ. And like scaling, I would say that the biggest problem with spreadsheets and generally with all tools is scaling. You cannot properly scale it and reuse the processes that were used in one part of the organizations onto the other one. So. So we actually, so what's the story behind asset management? A little bit of a story, because we had our internal lead of having asset management tool. We had some criteria in mind before we delved. There was a time when like we had the need for some software. So there was someone in the company who could actually craft the software for us. So
yeah, typical hold my beer approach. You have the issue, hold my beer, I'm going to develop it for you. And now we have the app.
Yeah, we have this app. Well, 5 years later, we have this app and many other things. But our list of requirements, first and foremost, it had to be customizable but non-IT. Somebody that does not have the high level of expertise in these terms.
It's not very technical. And stuff. Yeah.
So it's easy to use. Many things will be clicked out, configured, and everything is very highly configurable. Second thing is that it has to be built in Jira. So we have one source of truth. So everybody can come in, see what's going on, and get out. So we go to Jira for all of our questions. We have connectivity with Confluence, we have connectivity with Bucket, and all the Atlassian stack. Yeah. So if we're talking about asset management, it also had to be in some way connected to Jira. The best possible way, of course, is to have it built in Jira. Yeah.
Just to give some background for people who are not that technical, this is a plain Jira app, right? So I don't need to run a different server. I don't need to configure a database. I can just download from the Atlassian Marketplace your asset management Spartez app and go.
Our idea behind this application when we made it into the product was ease of use. We always aimed to have it as ease of use as easy of to use as possible. So actually, what you just do is install, and that's it. We even have pre-prepared custom database to show exactly how it's going on. So you don't have to do anything. Out of the box is just two steps.
And if you have any issues, you can always contact the support that is here for you. It's legendary, as you can see in reviews. So if you have any issues, sometimes
you can always contact us.
You're not technical, just contact the team.
So the typical customers that you see, are they switching from this master spreadsheet that they want to get rid of and come to your solution, or are they switching from inside of Riada because it's just not doing the job correctly, or don't they do any asset management and start with that right now? What's the typical situation? What do you experience?
First of all, there is no typical situation, but most of the time, some companies, if they contact us, they already have some kind of workflows and processes in place. So they have to migrate usually to our tool, I'm not sure what's the exact ratio about migrating from other solutions built in Jira or outside of Jira. I would have to check it out. But we have some tools that help us out. We have importing, of course. Every single tool should have this. We are aware of this need, and we give you this option to import from external tool, even especially from spreadsheets, because actually what you do is you just import CSV. You have to prepare the scheme, but this is like
But apart of that, we have native discovery tool, which is also
I was jumping the gun. I have this as a second.
But you didn't expect me to follow your agenda correctly, right?
I'm going to talk about this in a second. About this native.
Okay, we'll stay a little put and let you show your slides a little.
Okay, so first of all, like linking to issues, because there is no point in having this in Jira if you cannot link it to issues or users. Limited visibility, of course, we're not happy with the fact that everybody can go see what's going on. We had to have some basic, at least, access management. Built-in discovery, and this is fun part. Everyone hates doing something manually. I mean, like going into spreadsheet or any tool whatsoever you're using and manually updating the records. What I would like to have is to have some kind of tool that automatically, sniffs out all this hardware that I have in my company and automatically updates my database. So I have instant discovery. So that's what was our requirement.
Let's stay on this topic. It's something that Riada charges extra for. Do you also charge extra for that?
No, it's free. It's actually included in the price.
Yeah, it's included in the.
You don't have to buy anything extra.
So if we want to do a comparison, this is actually a pro argument for you, right? So if I have hundreds or hundreds of thousands of servers, then I can use your app and your discovery mechanisms to do that. Are they so much better? Do you think you're on par? Are you better? What's your on a very?
I would say.
Can you say that, or is it difficult?
I would say it's unfair because it's not so complicated. You need some SSH keys, and that's it. You just go golden and just ping every single machine, and using these protocols, you can just ask actually for the machine for the version of Ubuntu that you're having. And based on this information that this machine that you're having in your local network responds to, update the records in the database. We can even show you some sample database that we are having. And this sample database was created by our own network like 5 years ago. So what you will see later on, probably, if we'll have time, which you will see the computers those were actual information from our old infrastructure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cool. I'd love to see that. I think the most interesting thing in those webinars is seeing screens. So let's get going.
Slides more, and then it's going to be.
The last thing that was important for us is mobile support. I like my laptop. It's LifeWave, and I love to use it and drag it around my office. But Personally, if I would like to scan an asset and see online what's it about and who's the owner of it, I would like to have something on mobile. Yeah. So our core idea, we didn't know back then how to resolve this problem, but the idea was that we had to have some kind of mobile support and the ability to browse on mobile about assets.
Check in, check out, using mobile.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
What do you do with that? Like the mobile support I didn't get yet. Do you have an app, or can I scan a QR code, or have a responsive web interface, or what is it?
I will answer your question as best as I can. All three options.
Ah, okay. Yeah, then we want to, seeing is believing. You have to show us later.
Okay, so I'm going to switch for a second to my other PC because this is what we see right now. Okay, I'm going to click escape. So what we're seeing right now, I think, yeah, you can see this. So this is our internal demo. This is our instance on Jira. So what you do, you just go to assets, browse assets.
Hold on, let me let me and the viewers. Okay, so we have a new tab called assets.
Go here. Please.
My assets. Yeah. Okay. I'm with you.
Browse assets. And okay, first of all, I would like to organize my assets. And what better organizations of assets there is than folders? So we have folders. We have electronics. Under we have computers, laptops, workstations, displays, keyboards. So okay, let's go to I don't know. Let's say go to laptops. Yeah. And here we have all the laptops. Those are real examples. Let's go to Heraclitus Lab.
That's just the name that you gave this computer, right?
That's just the name of it. So we have all the information. Those information that you can see here, this is made by Discovery. Nothing else, just Discovery.
How do you do that?
Magic.
Yeah, sure. That's the answer. Give me the second answer.
Python and SSH keys. You need to SSH key for your local net. What you do, you have a scanner application. Yeah, this one is like extra downloadable, and you have two options. Either you have it externally, then the scanner application connects to each of the PCs in the net, and then based on this information, updates the asset tracker database. Or you can actually even go to Jira, but then Jira itself makes the connection.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do I have to install something on my Mac?
No, you mean like if this Mac, which we are talking from right now, would have to have something installed? No.
Oh, that's actually magic. So only accessing Jira with the right user will allow you to get all this info?
Yeah, but you have to have SSH keys in order to go to this laptop because you need to somehow communicate with it, and this laptop has to have some interface in which it responds to you. Yeah. So
okay. My technical knowledge is pretty shallow, but please let's dive into this nevertheless. And if it's only for the fun of people who are more technical. So you're using the MAC address or something to then contact this PC via SSH?
IP. We just, you give it as an attribute IP range, yeah? And we just spam, boom, 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 IP one after another, asking if there is something out there. If there is something out there, oh, I can see there is something out there. Using my SSH key, I ask the PC or Mac or whatever, okay, give me your attributes like network details, RAM size, and stuff like that. And based on this response, I update the database in Asset Tracker.
And this information you get by every standard PC for free, or do you have to have some SSH key or something to get it?
You need to have an admin that can actually configure this. Yeah, this is not something that's provided out of the box because look, your PC will not respond to this kind of answer, and this is good because this is security.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm asking this question. So, how difficult is it for my admin to configure my PC so that he'll answer your Jira asset questions?
I can do that. I'm not sophisticated. This is. Okay, some basic level of knowledge about administrative systems, yeah, is required. I won't lie to you, yeah. Maybe some knowledge about how to configure XML files, but aside of that, I wouldn't say that's high level.
Yeah.
Some knowledge is required when we're dealing with a situation when you have to contact multiple PCs at the same time, and he has to have permissions for this.
How long does it take me to touch this individual PC? Like 5 minutes or 2 minutes or 20 minutes?
A few seconds. Seriously, this is just Link one side, the computer responds, gives you an answer, a bulk update, and that's it.
But you have to touch the computer. You can't do that remotely or something.
Yes, remotely. Like, okay, remotely by, what do you mean remotely? Like, if we're in the same local net, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sure. You have to, like, if I have remote access, that's enough, right?
Yeah, that's enough. Sure enough. Yeah. No, seriously, that's really, really
Yeah, I
easy.
like that. I don't finally understand that, but that's probably also too, let's move on. People can ask you on support if they want to know more. What I understand is all of my computer, my devices can be automatically scanned.
Yeah.
I may have to touch them somehow with someone who is more knowledgeable than I am. But from that point on, when I change the RAM or update my PC, you will be able to update the file on Jira Asset Management. Cool.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I don't know here if there is there is also detail because there were Mac OSs and there were version 10.8 at the moment of speaking. As you can see, I'm highlighting right now. So everything actually can be downloaded by. I know that many clients were asking us, do we also sniff out versions of software? Yes, of course, we can do that. Yeah, it's depending on the.
Yeah, but we're talking about internal IT management. There is no info security where I, as an employee, can hide something from my employer. That's basically not how companies are structured.
Yeah, so you can actually ask for everything. So let's browse me. Let me browse.
So just one quick use case. We could ask whose employees' hard drive will be out of space soon, and then get a list and tell those people come in and let us delete stuff or delete stuff yourself or get a bigger hard drive, something like that.
That's actually an interesting use case. I've never thought about it. Okay, I think that's doable. I think that this is easily doable. Okay, depending on the API on the different softwares, how it will behave.
Okay, however,
more knowledge, yeah, here in diving deeper into the subject. So okay, as you can see, you've stole all my information. So vendors, counts. Okay, so what we're looking at right now. This is a view of regular assets. We have some field types. So serial number is probably string type. Value is number type. String type. This is multi-line. Here, multi-line string type. You can define those type of fields, and later on, from field types, you can craft asset type. This asset type, called computer, was crafted out of multiple field types here. So, well, let's see what we have. Descriptions, file system. Oh, what's this field here? Jira issues. So what? I can link Jira issue. Wow. Say for example. Okay. So I can link. Yes, that was our core requirement to be able to link them to Jira issue. So even if I later on,
if you have support issues connected to this computer, something like that.
Yes, later on we've added support for services as well, but they dive deeper into the problem later on. Oh, I can see right now I already have this issue here being connected to other assets itself. So we have both way connections from Jira to assets and from assets to Jira itself. Device detail, we have links out. This is nice. This is nice because we needed to. Okay, assets standalone itself do provide us some knowledge, but I would like to know, for example, this PC is connected to which keyboard or which mouse or which display. So we actually can show this, and even in a nice graph or nice-ish graph. So I can see that Heractus Lab is connected to display M032 and mouse MS020, and it's owned by Heraclitus, who's also owning Heraclitus iPad and Heraclitus phone. I can change the depth or how much I would like to fetch. For example, just only one. So I can see the closest relationship. So the link between assets is the same, almost the same as links in Jira. Many times people are asking, okay, but Mr. Spartez, I would like to know if the history is being stored. Of course, history is being stored. We always do store it. This is crucial part. This is crucial part. Okay. Any questions up to this point? Because
okay.
So I was talking to you. We were talking about mobile support. And you asked, is it one of those three things? I told you all three. Yeah. So let me show you one of those three at least. And to do that, we're gonna do some little magic. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah. Okay. Let me refresh the page. As you can see, immediately, I don't know if you can see it properly, but immediately has loaded mobile view of this asset. And
Cool.
as you can see, this asset icon here, a pointer.
I always thought Jira was incapable of doing that.
This is not Jira.
I know. But people who know Jira should be even more surprised and delighted.
Yeah, we've devoted a few sprints to having this possible. Because I can see many times people going around and doing, I'm going to show you.
So if I saw print label as an option, will that be also have a QR code or something so that I can go from the device or the sticker to this mobile screen?
It's a good thing that you actually have put your eyes on it, because okay, yeah, I can print a label, but this label, okay, it looks somehow. I'm gonna click next. This label actually right now is only QR code. Let me use a different label. Demo label. Okay, demo label. Okay, they are using only.
Okay, you can have more information like the device name or IP address or something like that.
Yes, of course. But what this QR code actually does, if you would scan this QR code using a mobile device, you would automatically go to the mobile view of this particular asset.
Yeah, cool.
But there is also something extra. This is kind of magic, because you asked also, do we have a mobile application that can do something with it? And my answer is, for the first time, yes. How? What does it mean?
That's something that Insight from Riada doesn't have, or did I miss it?
No, as far as I know, they don't.
No, they don't. So look, let's say I would like to update this asset. First thing, I would like to change who took it, or maybe someone else took it, on where it took it. And check this out. I can specify something called operation sequences. And those operations, I have listed them out right now. I created a few of them, like taken by and make available. Let's say I would like to say taken by. Let's edit it and see what it contains. It's changed system field description taken by to current user at, and there is also a date. If I'm able to show current time, yeah. I will change status of it, checkout, and I'll describe user will be set to current user. Now let's see in action what it does. Taken by, execute. Okay, the issue is fresh. Okay, it was automatically being a description being updated. Taken by demo user, because I'm logged in right now as a demo user at exact time. Yeah, the status has changed to checked out, and the described user is set to demo user. Later on, I would like to give it back. So make available.
Oh, that's kind of a library issue where I can borrow stuff.
Oh my God. Oh my God, you could not choose better, because we are using it even as our library internally.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
Scanning, pick, and it's automatically being done, date, borrower, and everything. But aside of that, like I can imagine that you are having phones, yeah? Why I said phone? Look, there is nothing fun in going directly to asset tracker and clicking execute here or execute there. What would happen if I would tell you that this is doable via mobile application? What you do in mobile application, you just scan the QR code, choose which public action you would like to invoke, and you just scan and pick. It's done automatically. It's done automatically. So what those public actions can have multiple users. First of all, is mobile application. Yeah, if you install it, it's called asset tracker.
I'm already searching. Yeah, asset tracker. No, I've been searching for asset tracker in Jira.
No, asset tracker. Asset tracker. You know what? Actually, look, if you go here, asset tracker label scanner, asset tracker label.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, by Spartez. I can show at least in my.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is
this is Android. Yeah. Okay. Android. We have iPhone.
Yeah.
That's it. There is no need for more now. So that's one thing. You can hook those actions. Those actions can hook up to post functions in workflows. You can hook them up to automation in Jira Service Desk. Like really, the sky is the limit. We wanted, okay, we are basic IT team, and whatever I can automate, I'm automating. Even if it will take me 1 day to do it, I will automate it. That's a habit I have.
Yeah, okay. To do justice to Riada, there is an app called by Computer Technologies that is claiming it's for cost, €1, and it says mobile for Insight. So it does seem to offer some options to look at that. Also, your app seems to be not providing the full feature range that your web interface provides, right? I can execute those actions, but I cannot view all of the stuff that is in the Jira issue, or can I?
No, because just, you know what, the application is just for invoking the actions, yeah? Because make it simpler, scan, pick. If you'd like to view the asset, you just scan the QR code, and that's it.
Okay, and then you use the browser to do that.
Nothing else, and you will get the view which I just shown you.
But this will still involve that, for example, I may need to log in, I may need to invoke a VPN and all this stuff, so this will still remain. An app could, for example, save the username and the password, or it could circumvent the VPN or something. So it's viewing the asset itself is going to be browser-based in a responsive way, as you've shown. Executing some activities, like for example, borrowing a book or a device, will be through this app that you've built, and then directly go into.
The idea behind the application was to be fast, just quick, just scan, pick, and done. I'm not thinking of one way, pack, so I can do multiple assets in 5 seconds. Yeah.
The creation of new assets through this app is not part of your scope right now, right? So like if I'm doing an inventory and I'm out in the field with my mobile, I would still have to populate the data, possibly on the web interface, either through my notebook or the phone, right?
Yeah, right now, yes, the mobile view, regular mobile view of Asset Tracker provides this. So the application was to, it serves a different purpose. It has to give you ability to quickly scan and update assets based on some criteria, choosing the operation sequences. But for all other users, the mobile view is like good enough. So we decided that we're going to do the application right now for this. But to be honest with you, we are thinking about this to expand this application right now. But we have to focus on other parts and areas at the current moment.
Yeah.
One thing.
Let me ask another question. This mobile app probably communicates through an API with your asset tracker. Do you have a public API for customers to code against when they, for example, have a legacy system, an ERP system, and they want to put in assets from this ERP system into Jira? Is that possible?
Of course, like I said, like whenever you would like to automate something, we're your guys, and we love to automate stuff personally. So we do have REST API. REST API was on one of our unofficial criteria that we had to have. This, okay.
Can you show us in the browser real quick where the API documentation is?
Just looking for it.
Oh yeah, that's easy. Okay. I think that's fine already.
It's pretty extensive. You can do magic with it. And in terms of with just simple CSV import will not work, you can always run some script and parse the data you have from some other tool. And
can you compare this API to Riada's? Is it on par, better, weaker?
Okay, whatever you can do in Asset Tracker via clicking, you can do with REST endpoints.
Okay.
So that would be my answer, because maybe this Insight by Riada can do some stuff, then and we cannot, then there is not. But whatever you can do actually in Asset Tracker by just clicking, you can do here, everything. And all the communication, if you would see how much you like to dive deep into the console of web browser, you see that most of the communication already goes via REST already. So
your own web app is using this API as well.
Yeah. Yeah, basically the REST endpoints. Everything goes through a REST endpoint.
Do you see customers use this API a lot?
We don't have any metrics right now for this because most of our customers, because this is server-based tool.
Yeah,
so,
a lot of people will be behind the firewall. Yeah, I understand. Okay, let's move on. You had an agenda. I totally wrecked that, like always. How about we try to
I
get
forgot
back
the
on track?
agenda. What was the agenda?
But it's the most interesting part of this webinar is this discussion, right?
So, no, the agenda is good. The agenda is online. That's how.
Okay. So you're at least ready with your slides.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a little bit more. Like in Insight, I know there's a lot of connections, not only with my own like employees, but they also have a concept of a customer and a customer organization, and I can link those also. Do you have customers in your asset solution?
Okay, customer is just, okay, by customer, you mean the service desk type of user, which is not a regular user, but stripped down from some permissions, yeah?
Yeah, at this point, I don't necessarily mean that the customer needs to access this. But for example, if I have a server that is running with a customer, or I have a license that I have given to a customer, or like the customer is something that I would want to link to as well. Do you have that as a part of Asset Tracker?
So there were two options. First of all, you can store them as assets, or like these assets in your asset tracker could emulate the user. Yeah, that would be one option. Second option is that you can link actual assets to the user in, I don't know, whatever directory you're using on your Jira. Yeah. So as I don't know if you can remember, but when I was clicking here, execute and taken by, there was an update of the field called date described user. Yeah. So I can, for example, put in here many things. Let's say demo. And as those are users, like you see, Richard Evans, those are like demo users of Jira services. So we can link them to those users. This is Alana Grant. The Alana Grant does not have any access to anything. No, she's a Jira service user. But I can see, okay, there are user assets connected to it. So we can see to whom you have connected which assets. So I can both from the asset view see connected users, and from user view I can see connected assets.
Yeah, I think Insight probably has that a little bit better from a UI standpoint, but this is probably fully capable of using this or fulfilling this job as well.
Thank you for this feedback, because we are actually addressing the view right now very heavily. Later on, if I quickly go through settings, I can show you the setting, what we can do, what we cannot do. I can show you the new UI, which we are preparing to release. I don't know when, but before the summit, it should
I hope it's going to be released on the summit, because like we know that user experience is very important, and we know that the current version of the app could look slightly better. So we are going to show you some parts of the beta, but the whole experience of using the app will be improved, and I hope it will be ready for the summit.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, first of all, so we are right now in the configuration section. So we have asset types, link types, because we can configure those link types. Everything is customizable in here. We can configure labels, how they would look like. So, okay, right now it would have a QR code and the serial number in it. We can have, oh, this is what I was talking about. We can have SSH and WMI discovery built from Jira. So I can right now say when the scan application been installed and scan using this application. So this is what we are talking about, the SSH scanning. We have label scanner, inventory checks, service desk integration, which is kind of nice. And of course, we have access management. So we can say who can access the asset manager, who cannot, who can edit, who can just view, who can administer everything. Aside of that, okay, let's go to the new view. So this is hidden right now in most applications, but we have this browse assets new. Let me click it and see what's happening. As we were saying, this is subject to change, but most of the time, how it looks like now, it will look later. Yeah. So this is right now the new view. We just click view, click all of them, so we can select all of them. We can click on report, import, edit, delete. We can delete all of them. This is the new UI. This is the new UI
Okay.
of Asset Tracker. We can, of course, create subfolders.
Did I miss that? Do you have some sort of filters? Like I do see the search, but is there? Okay, yeah. Now you got me.
Quickly go to previous one because previous one has something called saved searches. So let's go to available computers. So as you can see, system status is available and type computers.
Like JQL kind of.
Yes, AQL, asset query language, which is kind of.
I'm very sorry for the glitch.
We even have it here configured. How to search, how to use. Oh yes, he's searching, query syntax, and we even have functional searches, so we can really go crazy about it.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty compelling.
Another thing is that, well, there's one hidden option that many people don't know about, is that you can save current query. Okay, this is nice, but you can query the schedule. So later on, if you have, of course, configured properly Romain handler, you can be given on some interval basis, 1 week, for example, each Monday, I would like to receive all my laptops that are available and their computers. So thanks to this, I can keep up on my newest information that I have. For example, let's say you would like to know what kind of licenses are going to be expired soon. Yeah? And you can have a query to give me licenses that are going to expire in a week, and let them be mailed at your personal name. So we know what's exactly going on. You specify recipients and tell how often this query should go.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, the new view. Okay, actually, I've shown this more of it. Like you have here, we have assets, we have people right now going on, and that's what we're right now doing. This is from master, taken from master build. So I think they were deploying it yesterday. So things can break. This can break. I was surprised by that, but it's being right now heavily tested, and that's how it's going to look like pretty much soon. We're addressing UX right now. Right now, we're highly addressing UX. So if you have any feedback, I would like to share this feedback. We're always willing to hear from you. Always willing to hear from you. I would like to. The whole product is actually being feedback driven, and most of the features that you can see right now are suggested by our customers.
Yeah, okay. So one question that I would have is, I've just looked a little at the marketplace. Well, let me do that with you together. That could help you. Hold on. So where have I been? Here we go. So I've been looking at Insight Asset Management on the marketplace, just so people understand what I did. So I've been searching for asset management, and then there's versions. And I saw, first of all, this is something that I often use, is they have 17 versions, which is kind of an helping me to just decide how stable or mature the solution is. You never know if it's only a minor bug fix or if it's a major thing by just counting, but it's an indicator. Then they seem to start somewhere in 2016, 2017. I did the same thing for Asset Tracker for Jira. Like, this is your app, right? And you already started in 2014, and you already have 49 versions. So yours seem to be out there for longer, right? You do have 500 active installations, or yeah, and they do have 3,000, I think. Yeah, 3,050. Their reviews are slightly better. Why is that? Like, it looks like you're out there for longer, but they seem to be more successful. How do you explain that?
We will be perfectly honest, is that this app at many years, it was even free on the Atlassian marketplace, and our focus was elsewhere. we're focusing mostly on apps like Agile Poker, that we had the webinar, like Agile Cards, that is highly successful. That about TFS for Jira, which is still one of the best-selling add-ons on the marketplace. And Asset Tracker wasn't like the main radar. We weren't focusing there. And,
there were releases. We were fixing.
We are caring about the product,
but they were not focused highly on this.
Yeah, the main focus of the company was elsewhere. Right now, we decided that it's probably the best moment to somehow, I would even say, relaunch the product. That's why we are investing heavily in new experience, user experience, new interfaces. We made the app paid, so users will also feel more secure about it. And right now,
we would like production,
to
development of bug fixing.
So right now, we would like to keep up more with Riada. Still, we have to say that Riada is great app. It's usually it's top of mind whenever someone thinks about asset management. They think Riada, they think Insight, and in many cases they are right. It's very good app. But there's an alternative. There is Asset Tracker, and like one of the main differentiators is also the price.
It's that we don't have to fight, compete exactly, but we try to address different problems at the same time.
Sometimes people need different solutions. Riada Insight is very complicated. It may be used to many different purposes. Asset Tracker is sometimes somehow like more specific. Like it doesn't have this many options, so it's slightly simpler. It will have the experience of using the app of the new version would also be slightly better, and still the pricing is much lower.
Kind of a little less than half, right?
Yeah. So I think it's a lot. Riada is a very good app, but it's pricey. So it's good to have an alternative. Like some people like Pepsi, some people like Coke.
Do you see people switching from Insight to your app?
I guess we have this issues on some. Sometimes people are evaluating both options, and when they need something that will just do the job without the fireworks and many extra stuff.
There's no automatic path. Like if I'm using Riada Insight right now, I can just have a magic button. And for example, if you are a Glyphy customer right now and you want to switch to Draw.io, there's a one-click mass importer that will seamlessly convert all Glyphy diagrams into Draw.io diagrams so that you can keep on going with Draw.io. You don't have that for Riada, right?
To be honest with you, we don't have this right now. It is possible, but it's for sure not one click. It's not. It will have to require some time, but I wouldn't say that so much. Then the more time will be consumed by the process of using the new tool rather than just physically migrating the assets itself. It's easier to change software than to change people's behavior.
Yeah. So let's face it. Like I'm watching this as a customer, and I'm thinking, what should I do? Like I've understood it's significantly cheaper to go with your option. It's obviously also different. What else is different? Like in the pre-recording, you said something about 4 areas that you see. Which areas are different between your and their product? And why should customers consider evaluating your app?
Okay, first of all, the main differences, there are 4 main differences, as we said. First of all, we have we have built-in discovery, packed in the price.
You don't have to buy anything extra.
You don't have to buy anything extra.
We are cheaper, and then we don't require you to pay anything extra.
Yeah, we are heavily into mobile support right now, very heavily into mobile support. Like I said, it's cheaper, so this is 3rd one. And the 4th one is that we're heavy on automations. We like to tweak stuff. When we're talking about the sequences that I was showing you, that you can execute them, we're heavily investing into this as well, which you can hook into post functions, automations. You can even invoke them by REST. Yeah, that's the main difference.
And one very important factor for every our app is support. Our people are very responsive. They will assist you on any stage. You can schedule a demo. You can schedule some elements trainings even, right? Our support is very responsive and are here for clients. Whenever you think that this app is for you, but you may need something slightly more, something extra, contact us. There is many possibilities and ways that we can develop this for you. So
okay. Can you show me a little how your integration into Jira Service Desk works today, or what your plans are in that direction?
Sure. Give me a few seconds. Okay, let's say, okay, then we have a customer channel. I'm going to visit the portal. I would like to say my fixed broken computer. My computer broken, laptop broken. I select my asset because we've added this field called asset. Okay, I'm angry user. I need to my laptop be fixed. I select asset. Okay, I pick asset. Which asset is it? Okay, my name is Plato, so I choose Plato asset. So I select it. I create it. I wait because service desk takes so much time.
I think I'm already sold. Like that's basically what I wanted to see. I can, while filing issues in Jira Service Desk,
and
I can pick the asset as well. So that's no difference.
Issue created, laptop broken, it's asset linked to it, and I can start using it. And we know what's funny thing? In post function, I told you there is a workflow, yeah? There is a post function. I can set up as a post function in this workflow operation sequence that will update this laptop, for example, to have a status broken. And later on, if the status of this issue will be fixed, done, it will automatically update this asset to be fixed. So
yeah, okay.
like interconnection, automation, we love automation. Who doesn't?
Okay, cool. Then thank you for giving us this introduction. If you're seeing that and you have more questions, feel free to put in a comment below the video. Contact Spartez.com, right? It's your domain. You can come to Seibert Media anytime and ask us. We'll help you as well. And it's definitely worth trying not only the one thing that may be top of mind. I'm pretty astonished that there's such a ripe and mature and also long-standing alternative to Jira Asset Management. And I'm wishing you all the best for this journey.
Actually, you used a good word because you said this is a nice introduction, because this is just introduction. This is just the beginning of a big journey that you can go ahead. But yes, this is just introduction. You can go wild with this. Seriously, you can go wild. You can do magic. Just a little bit tweaking here and there.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity to show the app. Thank you for the discussion and the questions. It was kind of challenging in many moments, but we like it. So thank you.
Who doesn't like a challenge?
Okay, thanks again for this webinar. If you've seen that, you like it, there are other webinars that you can see from us, from other awesome Spartez apps. And if you like this asset management app, go to the Atlassian Marketplace and put it in your own Jira and try it out and get rid of this shitty spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.